how good are they?
All it's missing are the Hair Bears and Ryan Girdler and Preston Campbell. And here come the Parramatta Eels, the away team this afternoon. Mitch Moses leading them out.
Yeah, 2 try assists. Mitch Moses to start the season already, 4 line break assists, and you get the feeling, Jason Ryles mentioned the running game. The kicking game's elite. It's probably the best in the competition. We saw him venturing down a couple of short sides last week. He's probably the best short side player in the game, but Moses needs to run the footy tonight. If and when they've beaten Penrith in recent years, it's been the running game and the threat of Mitch Moses, his footwork that's troubled Penrith, and in an Origin showdown, you just get the feeling that Moses is going to be at his best tonight.
Well, the last couple of years, Parramatta have struggled against Penrith, mainly because, or partly because he's been out. He's missed 3 of the last 5 contests, but he's back, and when he's there, they are always a chance. And it looks like Penrith are going to make them wait a little here on this.
The games have started already.
Saturday night, and Panthers ready to come out. Next time they host Parramatta, it will be at their brand new stadium in the heart of Penrith. But once again, CommBank is their home. I've got to say, great vibe outside the ground.
Yeah.
Real energy here. And the Panthers arrive. 92 points scored. 2 tries conceded. It's hard to remember a team starting a season so hot, and Nathan Cleary has been in supreme form.
Hardly a home ground reception as they run out. Boy, the boos ringing true here at CommBank Stadium. But Nathan Cleary's form, immaculate last week against the Sydney Roosters in that demolition. 40 points to 4. Exceptional against Cronulla and Brisbane in the opening fortnight of the competition, and so meticulous. Just watching him in his warm-up, his poor teammates had to wait out on the field for about 3 or 4 minutes until he got his goal kicking absolutely perfect. Cleary set for a showdown with Moses. Here we go.
Game 198 for the champion. Penrith looking to go 4-0 and go top of the table for the first time since 2023. Off we go. The battle in the West is underway. And it's Parramatta working it up. They had success here last week. Far from perfect, but they got the job done against the Dragons, 30 points to 20. Riley Smith is a dummy half. Bailey Simonson. He should be certainly battle hardened. 23 runs last week. Junior Barlow, he's put away the offloads under Jason Ryles. Not nearly as many as he had under Brad Arthur. Another start for Dylan Walker. Wearing that number 13. Sione Kautonga. So Parramatta just working it up rather conservatively in their opening set. Mitch Moses. And the deep kick here for Jenkins. He brings it back, and Penrith now on their way. Mitch Moses with the deep kick. Jenkins, 8 tries in the opening 3 weeks. So Penrith now with Brian To'o. Followed up by Paul Alamotti.
Yeah, nice and physical there. Lovely tackle there from Brian Kelly. Back into the side this week. And
injuries opening the door for him. Cleary with an early run. Running a lot the opening 3 weeks. As it comes back infield, Moses Leota over halfway. And the last, it's Cleary putting it up. Good pressure from Riley Smith. It brings Yongi forward. And he's dropped down. Let's go down to Matt Russell on the sideline.
Dan, Mick, good evening, everybody. What about these conditions? Outstanding. The only perfect storm is for promoters of this game. Penrith, unbeaten. Their defence irresistible. Parramatta, back-to-back wins with plenty of points along the way. As a result, the fans have responded. Big crowd, great atmosphere. Should be quite a battle of the West, Dan.
And thank you, Matt. As Kautonga, that would have been audacious, but it would have given Addo-Carr a little sniff down the sideline.
Yeah, you don't see that often. Josh Addo-Carr just giving up on the offload there. If Kautonga had the right arm free. Moses now.
So the high kick from Moses. This is going to pin Edwards back. in as good a form as ever in recent weeks. Solid start from the Eels as Penrith now have to roll their sleeves up.
It's the reason why a couple of years ago, you mentioned, Dan, when Moses has been out, Penrith haven't had a problem against Parramatta because of what we just saw there. Their yardage game is so good, Penrith. But it's the kicking game of Moses that puts them on their try line all night. What a kick then from Moses to start the game.
Papali'i. Lindsay Smith, second year as a first choice front rower for Penrith. And another set completed for the Panthers. Cleary again having to hurry that one. And it's Yongi. Quite relieved to be back out on the football field tonight. With some troubles during the week.
Dan, we're not even 4 minutes into the game, and both sides trading sets, and it's Junior Barlaw and Riley Smith still struggling to get back on side. Warm conditions at ground level. There's an offload. Here's a Yongi.
That is an extremely late offload from Kelly, and Penrith awake in time there. Papali'i and Talangi combining. Yongi going down, and Walker with a nice straightener. Super Saturday on Fox League as Pezzett sends it on to Kelly. Parramatta just inching closer with each set. Pezzett to do the kicking. And gets a fortunate bounce. Oh, and fortunate for Edwards was the fact To'o was there lurking. Because Addo-Carr was steaming through. But a penalty, Parramatta offside, and that lets Penrith off the hook.
It wasn't a great kick. It was a friendly bounce for Jonah Pezzett. Moses has been cracking the first couple, but that time it was Pezzett that stepped up. Bounce back towards To'o. Addo-Carr was pressing down. And a relieving penalty for the home side. Penrith here gets them up to halfway. Gee, I thought he was great on return, and he just runs over top of Katonga. Liam Martin back into the side. Boy, what a difference he makes.
What a sharp play the ball. Penrith rolling now is Leota. On it goes Yo, keeping it going to the Lungy. Here's McLean with a little bit of space. Hauled in. Excellent tackle from Russell. Back it comes to Papali'i, and Penrith now make it to the 20-metre line. So the first real chance, and it belongs to the Panthers. Yo at the line, Cleary on the angle, out it goes for Martin, and just doing enough is the centre Kelly. But Penrith here, not mucking around as Leota straightens. He steps inside Williams, and he almost got through. Yo down the middle, and Yo crashes over. On the last tackle, Yo under the posts, Penrith on their way.
Boy, what a sequence from the Penrith side. It was shades of Alan Cairn. Moses Leota just going left foot, right foot. It was absolutely brilliant. They ran into a dead end down the short side. Ball came back to Leota. Look at this, just bang, left foot. Then he goes right foot. Oh, big Moses Leota, brilliant. And then out of dummy half, one of their unheralded stars, Mitch Kenny. That's great pass selection. And the ever-reliable captain, Isaiah, finds some space just on the inside of Dylan Walker and Riley Smith. And a tremendous set, didn't it? Just roll upfield quickly. Started with Liam Martin. They went out to McLean before Leota danced his way through the line. And the captain seals it off with a beauty.
That's imposing. Oh, that's imposing. Mick, I will ask you, if we are going to make olden days references, can we please limit it to the 2003 Panthers?
I know.
I know Alan Cairn is a beauty, but I don't know who Leota reminded you of from the 03 grand final team. It was
bit of Joe Nullival, yeah.
Nullival, that's right, or Pulatua. Here's Cleary.
It's the collars. I'm excited, man.
Nothing like middle-aged men like you and I getting excited about jerseys. 6 points to 0. Penrith over the Eels. So now,
brilliant. Look at this. Rifled the pass. Just had Walker sliding. Sometimes you've got to take a little risk, and that's what Kenny did. Normally very calculated, but that was a sharp pass from the number 9. And boy, as he started the year well, Isaiah.
They rarely make errors when they take risks.
Yeah, that's a good point. They do, don't they?
They just seem to make the right decision, even if they don't get the result. Hot start from Penrith. 98 to 10 now this year. Leota charging into them. Here's Martin. Another powerful run. Picked up a speed coach in the off-season. Says he's a lot faster off the mark. That'll be interesting to see when he gets a chance. He's looking to improve. Now it's Yo. Look at the space up the middle. Penrith now playing at a different pace. The Sharp play the ball. Sees Edwards work down the middle. Blaze to Lungy, the former Eel. Happy to take the tackle. Now Cleary. This is going to drop down about 20 out here, and confident catch from Yongi. Almost stayed on his feet. That's another former Panther in Isaiah Yongi.
Yeah, perfect start.
He surrenders, don't you push him.
4 from 4. Isaiah Papali'i just having a push and shove with his former teammate Mitch Moses there to play the ball. A little bit of frustration starting to settle in, but an immaculate start. A try early, but completion rate perfect from Penrith.
Here's Russell. Russell has been mainly a centre since Jason Riles arrived in the first grade role. He followed up by Addo Carr. Got the crowd on their feet last week with his length of the field job. Oh, Barlow takes it. Last tackle coming. Could have been a disaster. Get away with it. Moses from inside the 40 really tries to load this one up. Good distance, but no problem for Jenkins. Jenkins bringing it back.
There's a period where Parramatta were really winning field position to start the game, and there was just a little bit of a loose execution of kick from Pezzett. The ball bounced back, and then a yardage penalty to Penrith on that very next play. And now the Panthers go downfield, pick up a try, and now seem to be finding with ease opportunity to get across the halfway line and into Parramatta's half. Here it is again, the ball movement.
Now Talangi has a little look. Excellent tackle from Moses had to be made. Short side for Edwards. On it goes McLean. The no-look pass to Jenkins. Now the pass back in field to McLean. This is good stuff from Penrith. Inside the 30 on the last. Cleary spotted something, he runs. Oh, the pass cut down by Williams. Might have saved a situation, but it does give the Panthers 6 more. And
no advantage.
They'll play the double knock
no
on.
advantage for the first knock on.
Yeah, just hung the arm out here. Cleary started to weave his way through the broken defensive line on the last play. Smith was out. There was some space, and then just hanging the left arm out, hand out. Jack Williams, and a set now for Penrith, starting 20 metres out from Parramatta's line, and the conversation and the calculation here from Penrith's attack about to be on sharp.
You okay with the play doing that on tackle 5? Happens a lot.
No, not really.
Okay, comes now to Jenkins. It's a feast or famine play.
Yeah. There's not a lot of reward in it, that's for sure.
You're playing this mighty Penrith team. They're only 10 metres out with Lindsay Smith. They're attacking the short side, and Papali'i crashes through like clockwork. The Panthers, another former Eel, Isaiah Papali'i. Penrith into double figures.
Boy, he's red hot, Nathan Cleary. Yeah, enjoy this. Down a short side. Just watch the work from Kenny too. The little subtly look to the long side, and then just bang, back down the short side. Arrow straight. A rampaging Isaiah Papali'i against his former club. Gee, won't he enjoy that? Down a short side. Russell and Kelma Tuolangi. Poor defence on their try line. And Papali'i charges his way through. And with just minimal opportunities, down attacking the try line. 4 tackles, in fact. They found 2 tries. The Penrith side. Gee, that was nice work from Cleary.
Papali'i played in the grand final 2022
yep.
Parramatta. And his form explosion last year towards the back end of the season was exceptional.
Well, it's ironic, isn't it, that down that right-hand side of the field, I know Moses not involved in that tackle, but he was his go-to man through that period, through that part of the season. It was Lane, big Sean Lane on the left-hand side with Dylan Brown, and it was Moses and Papali'i that had an incredible combination down the right-hand side for Parramatta. Well, you've seen that before. Cleary enjoying the benefits of having a brave and courageous back rower that's willing to run into a hole like that. Did it with conviction and got the ultimate reward. Cleary in fine form early.
So they're keeping up with the clock if Cleary puts this one through. Should have no problems here. 12 minutes gone, 12 points to nil. Penrith over Parramatta.
Papali'i buying into this Battle of the West during the week, man. He said, I've been on both sides. There's something special to it. He'll enjoy this try. What about the start from the Penrith forwards, be it Moses, Leota, the footwork, the go forward, the try, Isaiah Yeo now on the other side of the field. In goes Isaiah Papali'i. Every team trains hard in the off-season. They work so hard to be fit. Mick, it begs the question at this point in the season, how can Penrith be head and shoulders above everybody else?
Great point. They look fantastic, Penrith.
The Panthers bring him back again, getting used to this feeling. There's another club you'd be saying, well, it'd be impossible to keep this form up, but it's Penrith. They're just back to what they've done best.
Well, Leota's start has been, it's been shades of that grand final a couple of years ago against Parramatta, where him and Fisher Harris just went to town early, and Leota is come out of a cannon to start this game, and they can't contain him.
Edwards already just 10 shy of halfway with Leota on to Martin. Martin threatening with each run, takes 3 to bring him down. This will be 8 from 8 completions for Penrith, and they're asking questions each set, like this kick. Oh, Talangi takes it, no one in front of him. It's another try, and it's another former Parramatta player. This is incredible football from the Panthers. This is greatness. And it's 16-0 after 13 minutes.
Stunned. They're ahead of the clock. They have come out and they mean business. And you're right, Papali'i, the former Eel, only moments ago, this time on the Harvey Norman replay, it's young Blaze Talangi just going after the contest up against Iongi. Look at the athleticism, up competing. 2 hands up, comes down with the ball. He was sublime last week, more in a brutal fashion against the Roosters. Every opportunity, even when there was nothing on, he just stepped up and ran the footy. And Blaze Talangi, you go back to this time last year where Ivan Cleary just held him in the stables for a few weeks and allowed him to find his feet in the Panthers style. And hasn't it paid dividends? At cracking back into the year for Talangi last year, and he has started the season in red-hot form. And moments like that, that's a sheer desire and will to compete. And in this game, when you've got that mindset, things tend to happen for you. That was special.
So Cleary here, he's racking up some points now. This will be 6 points for him. Tries to Yeo, Papali'i, and now Talangi. Boy, oh boy, 18-0, and we're not at the 15-minute mark.
Go back to Brisbane. Brisbane had that night last year where they turned on in the black jerseys. Penrith have rolled out here in the old retro 2003 grand final jersey. Collars and all. And gee, what a statement in the opening 15 minutes. What a statement.
Yeah, it's actually, Mick, I'm being put in my place. It's the 04 jersey. Yeah, they had a very good year 04 as well. But just a slight tinkering there. The man that is heading up the lab tonight is a die-hard Penrith fan and very quick to remind us. 18-0 is Martin.
Well, I can tell you, Premiership winning great Luke Lewis is commentating next to us, and you can't wipe the smile off his face. He absolutely loves the nostalgic with the jerseys.
So here's Lindsay Smith. And this is just shelling peas right now. Parramatta, by the way, haven't dropped the ball, haven't made an error, 4 from 4. But Penrith are just doing what they do. Until that moment. Until that moment.
Shot clock on.
So Parramatta now get an opportunity, and they need it badly. First error from either side.
He was superb last week, Dylan Edwards, in the battle against Tedesco, and here just, it's just worth a challenge. Kelma Tuolangi there just running through the ruck and bumps him.
Oh, they would have won that too.
Absolutely, they would have won that. And a miss there from referee Todd Smith and the
Shot clock
officials.
off. Dylan. Okay, ball in. Put it in. Break.
So just miles on top Penrith statistically. Parramatta had technically made an error. That was Jack Williams sticking his hand out, but not with ball in hand Parramatta. And they need to conjure something here to give themselves just some life. Midway through the first half, Moses on for Pezzett. Now Kautonga changing the angle and bumping off Liam Martin. Been good, Kitione Kautonga this season. Moses, Williams running wide. Parramatta's reigning player of the year as the left side is open up at Moses. Is on the short right. Well, comes the open side. Walker. Barlaw threatening to go out the back, but Liam Martin closing that down quickly with the help of Smith and also Yo. Final play. Comes to Pezzett. Holding it up. Oh, burst through the hands of Kautonga. And Edwards retrieves from Penrith.
Gee, it looked like there was some space on the outside there. He held the pass up for Kautonga. I thought, had he have hit Brian Kelly? Brian Kelly waltzes through a gap here.
It's too slow.
Had Alamotti. Yeah,
slow,
boy. Alamotti was turned right in, and there was some space had Pezzett been able to get the ball through. And then they bring their work undone again. Parramatta 2 yardage penalties now. Just takes any pressure off Penrith.
Who have only had 4 tackles inside Parramatta's 20, but yet they have 3 tries. There is that Westpac red zone. As Super Saturday continues. Martin, the space, eye-catching. That's a bad play the ball. That's a terrible play the ball from Martin. Got a little too excited, and now Yongi wants to let him know about it.
There you go, boys. Ready on the scrum.
It was beautiful footwork from Liam Martin. Beat Junior Barlaw. Just closed into the space and then accelerated on the outside. Then just tried to play the ball too quick. Yongi comes into the tackle there, adds weight at top, and then Martin trying to find space and play the ball quick, just mucks it up. And so back-to-back sets now. 2 concentration, play the ball errors from 2 of their more experienced men in Edwards and Martin.
Riley in. Riley. Head in.
So
Break.
it's just dropping back a gear after their perfect start. Simons.
Stay a move.
Set restart here. Parramatta, their big issue has been defence. 34 points a game coming into this contest.
It's stunning. When I looked at that, like 2 wins. They're averaging 24 points a game, scored, and then conceding 30.
The worst defence in the comp. Oh, that's a line baller on the Pezzett. Pezzett out to Yongi. Yongi's got to get down quickly. Now he's over. Oh, no, he's not over.
His shoulders on the sideline.
So the tackle they weren't entitled to throw him over. The tackle deemed to be complete.
Martin pushing the head. Maybe that's what the penalties come from. But I thought momentum. Looking at that, he's dragged over the sideline. But it's Martin shoving the head of Yongi just to add a little more fuel to the fire of this battle of the West.
Momentum appeared to stop with the shoulder on the line.
Yes, correct.
So Parramatta here. What have they got? What has Moses and Pezzett got here? It's Pezzett. On for Dylan Walker. Inside the 20 here, Parramatta. Pezzett sprints to the open side. Penrith give away another set restart. Kautonga this time holds on to it, but Cleary holds on to him. Kautonga just carefully plays that ball. Here's Williams up the middle. Parramatta looking for their first try. Here's Moses linking up with Pezzett. Pezzett showing it, giving it to Yongi. Yongi, oh, this is great defence from Penrith. Jenkins desperate. Yongi is deadly from that range. Shaky pass. Pezzett on. Walker to Moses. Moses the kick. Addo-Carr coming through. Addo-Carr gets there. Parramatta on the board.
I think he's dropped it. I think the effort here from Brian To'o has forced an error.
No, he had it.
Well, the
Okay,
lack of
we
body language would suggest
no try on the grounding.
he is worried.
We have a 6 again for 10 metres on Liam Martin.
A spectacular angled kick from Moses.
He kicked as I'm signaling it, so we're going back there. We don't have a grounding.
Saw the space.
Yes, we don't have a grounding.
To'o caught in field. Angles the grubber, kick the spin towards Addo-Carr.
You also have to make sure Edwards hasn't tackled Addo-Carr. Oh no, Addo-Carr certainly got it all.
Josh Addo-Carr has possession at this point.
No, that's all fine. Oh,
Brian
that's a
To'o
great.
is just making a tackle around the player's arms.
So it will be a Parramatta penalty, but a clean sheet remains.
And that's what greatness looks like there. Just never
Josh
giving
Addo-Carr
up.
knocks the ball on in the in-goal. The on-field call of offside will stand. Decision
Great
made.
competing from Brian To'o. And it gives Penrith a chance now to reset their
mate,
defensive
he's
line,
elected to
albeit a
kick. As
penalty.
I'm signaling, he had no idea they had 6 again, in my view.
Yes.
Penalty for Liam Martin offside.
That's impressive, isn't it, from To'o?
Not quick.
Great play for Moses.
Yeah.
No reward. But Parramatta go again. When it comes to Walker, Barlow falling on his front. Parramatta enjoying a good little period here with Moses firing it out to Pezzett. Pezzett showing it. Addo-Carr with a chance, but those black jumpers sweep across. Set restart. Penrith starting to give them away. Inside, Barlow out the back. Moses with a bit of subtlety. Yongi onto Russell and Jenkins again there. McLean as well. Papali'i with the finish. Here's Moses. Out now for Walker. Giving it to Pezzett. Pezzett gives it to Kelly. Kelly onto Addo-Carr. He's over. They won't be taking this one off Josh Addo-Carr. Sharp play from Parramatta, who are starting to put things together.
Now a Harvey Norman replay will show perfectly just the width of pass from Parramatta. Look at this. Long to Moses. Long to Walker, and then deep into the line. Great work there from Pezzett. And the pass out to Addo-Carr just got him on the outside of Brian To'o. It was a beautiful shot. Initially out to their right-hand side. It was only a try-saving tackle from Jenkins that stopped it on the far side of the field. But great work there. Pezzett and Kelly combining. Addo-Carr showing great speed. And with a bit of possession down on the try line of the Panthers, it's the Eels that find their first of the afternoon through try scorer Josh Addo-Carr.
So Addo-Carr 161. He's got the snake Brett Stewart in his sights. 10th all time, Stewart 9th at 163, and 6 games in a row now he scored here.
It's the one thing Parramatta do really well, don't they, Dan? They can move the ball to one side of the field, and then through the crisp passing of particularly this man, Mitch Moses, they can go from one side of the field to the other so quickly and capitalise.
So Moses now. 1 from 2 from the left sideline this year, and that one needs to come back, and it doesn't. 18 points to 4, 17 left in this first half. Matt Russell.
If anyone was going to find a way through or around these Black Panthers, it was the Fox. You're right, Dan, scoring in 6 straight games here at Combank Stadium. The first man to do so, and we got a good look at Penrith's defence, didn't we? Up to this point, stoic until then. Only the 3rd try scored against Penrith so far this season.
Isn't that amazing? So, Addo-Carr is continuing that streak. And there's been some big bags of tries in that too. Yeah. A hat-trick and 2 doubles. So 10 tries in his last 6 here. I'd imagine probably need more tonight if you're going to give Penrith a fright. Here's Barlow. He gets the offload away. This suits Parramatta as it comes to Williams. Williams will look for the sharp, play the ball. Now it's Moses. Oh, ball put down. Oh, that's come from nowhere. And Kelmer to Alungi. He drops it to open the door once again for Penrith.
You just got to be ready. He's the best short side player in the game. The minute he gets the defensive numbers that he's after Moses, it feels like he can threaten, he's down there. Penrith late to adjust, so he just moved the ball to Talangi, and that was a poor error there from Kelmer to Alungi, and now Penrith, great field position.
All Panthers on that Red Bull momentum tracker. Just the 1 bar, the 1 minute for Parramatta. Set restart here, so an extra tackle. Leota into the 30-metre area. Comes here to Smith. Papali'i's already crashed through once for a try. Kenny on for Yo. Straight and hard and wrapped up one-on-one. Walker there. Oh, over the top of the end. So inside the 10 here with Kenny. On for Cleary. Cutting out to Lungy and McLean with a run. And more pressure coming for the Eels with yet another set restart. Walker really rushed up in the fence there. Ball goes well past there. And it's Edwards going nowhere. But that's only tackle 2. Penrith looking for number 4. Cleary. Oh, it kisses the post. Lindsay Smith comes through. It's a try. It hit the corner, it seemed, to the top of the padding. It seemed it didn't come off the way Cleary would hope, but it's Nathan Cleary. You just have to assume it was exactly what he planned. Oh, no. He got away with something there. 22-4.
Yeah, that was a little bit of luck going the way there. Just a little bit of extra loft on it. And on the Harvey Norman replay, Lindsay Smith, and Nathan Cleary, the magician, he can't believe his luck. Straight into the big pickle bet pads. And that's still great skill from the big man who's been out there now for 25 minutes. Just off, ricochets off the outside, swoops in, gets the ball down. And again, if Parramatta just continue to turn over ball inside their half, this great Panthers juggernaut, they will punish them, and they will continue to punish them. They are ruthless.
Well, Brian Tottle credited Mary Fowler for his great soccer skills last week. We will not associate Mary Fowler with that. That was going through the green into the back bunker if it didn't hit the flagstick. But it's another try. It's 4 tries in 26 minutes. Even when they have a few off minutes, it's still a clinic. 24-4.
Yeah, Nathan Cleary just sighted Isaiah Yongi, the former Panther, just caught at the play the ball. And you can see there, no one at home. He was just trying to get the ball through the defensive line because he knew he had those 2 lead runners coming through. And you're right, Dan, it was going along, but he would have enjoyed that, Ivan. A little bit of luck going the way of his side. Gee, they've earned it. They have earned it. Every time they've been down there, they've been very impressive.
By the way, it's early to be plugging games for next week, but next Friday,
cracker.
Penrith Melbourne here on a Friday night, Good Friday football. And boy, that's going to be some battle. So doing it a bit differently. Canterbury South as usual in the afternoon, but then Penrith Melbourne is the night game. And then you've got Parramatta West's Tigers on the Monday. So a hell of a weekend coming up here at CommBank. And you can see it all, of course, on Fox League. Leota coming off 6 runs, 66 metres. There's now Yo, one for Blaze to Lungy. Papali'i. Can't quite run through Mitch Moses.
Numbers on the short side.
They never miss a chance, so it's a Lungy on to Edwards. The cut-out pass it. Here's Jenkins away. Tuivasa-Vati's got no chance of getting him down. Inside to McLean, and McLean gets another. Oh, this is incredible rugby league. You cannot give this team a sniff. 28 points in 28 minutes.
Death by 1,000 cuts. This is brilliant football from the Penrith side. They get Papali'i over the top of Moses, which means they've disrupted their line, back rower and half into the tackle along with centre, which meant that middle forwards having to travel down the short side. They didn't do it. You can see Tuivasa there just didn't get down the short side, only leaving 2 defenders down there. And that is brilliant skill. They load up. McLean held back, still found a way to get through. Talangi, the left edge has been scintillating. Jenkins again. Great skill, back on the inside. And this boy's just getting better and better every week. He's becoming close to being spoken about in the top 2 or 3 centres in the game at the moment. Casey McLean, he has been in red-hot form to start the year, scored a great try.
And doesn't turn 20 until April. He's a teenager.
Yeah, it's scary. And Penrith now 28 points.
Well, we're going to have to start checking some records here. Half-time leads and how many points they've laid on. It's just sumptuous football.
Yeah. He's a great athlete too, isn't he, McLean? Great balance. And they're going up in 6s too, aren't they, Penrith?
So doesn't change the process for Cleary, regardless of where he kicks from. He slots it through, 30-4.
There was that period, wasn't there, last week against the Roosters, where they just went bang, bang, bang. 3 quick tries at the back end of the first half. Well, this has just been from the opening outset. It's just been absolutely relentless. There was a period where Parramatta had a couple of sets down there, found the try without O'Carr, but Jason Riles, he'd have some real concerns of his edge defence at the moment.
Well, this will trigger memories of round 1. Matt Russell down here on the sideline.
Dan, you asked, the Fox Sports Lab delivers. The kickoff taken by Dylan Edwards. Here come the Panthers again. This is the most first half points Penrith have ever scored against Parramatta. Of course, the Lab tells us they're trying to go 5 straight against Para for the first time. They have never started a season with 4 20-point victories. So Jason Riles has got some headaches, and the Lab doing great work.
Look at this block
as well.
They might have some more work to do the way this is going. Jason Riles had bent that antenna so much it looked like he was smoking a pipe as it comes out to McLean. Look out, or Jenkins. Great work by Simonson, the anticipation, but that's not enough as the pass comes in for Talangi.
No, Simonson did terrifically well there on Jenkins, but showed great strength to keep the ball alive.
And Penrith just keep rolling on, making it into Parramatta territory again. Cleary, conservative this time, towards the sideline. Oh, that's a wild kick. That's miles out on the full.
You don't see that often. He's human, Cleary. He'd be disappointed with that. And good opportunity here for Parramatta now. 9.5 minutes to go. Moses out, along with Riley Smith, just adding a little pressure. Pulled it too far left. And a chance now just for Parramatta to potentially find some points and finish on a little positive. Oh boy, offload, risky one there from Simonson.
And they realise the situation. The irony of this scoreline is they've actually looked pretty good with the ball, haven't they, Parramatta? Here is Walker. Smith, Moses, Tuilagi charging onto that ball. There's Tuivasa, Parramatta Junior, up to the 20-metre line. Smith, now for Walker, to the line he goes, and Matt Doorey cracks the 10-metre line. 1 tackle left. The left side is where they scored their 1 try. It comes to Moses on the right. Well, they isolated Tuivasa on Talangi. Tuivasa couldn't hang on to that pass. Changeover.
Yeah, absolute rocket there from Moses onto the chest, and just like it hit a trampoline. Just come flying off. Big fella unable to catch that in collision, and the defence of the Panthers remains intact.
think of performances like this from Penrith. I guess that final against Canterbury last year, it was an incredible opening 40 minutes there. I want to put 36 on
Riley Smith in a bit of trouble.
These two now Penrith with the right step into Lungy, getting it out to Papali'i. Back to the middle now. Young, impressive Billy Phillips. Followed up by Talangi putting up a kick. He sacked himself. Here's Jenkins coming through 1-on-2, and it goes back. And it's going to be called a knockback here in Parramatta. Parramatta have got the ball.
Great contest again. So both Simonson and Nyongi there just going after it. Jenkins almost forced an error. Riley Smith off the field, so Talon De Silva into the action for Parramatta for the first time with 7.5 minutes to go.
Simonson. Talon De Silva. Excellent 20 minutes last week. Scored off his first run. Moses for Young. Kelly a no-look pass, and it's just behind Addo-Carr. There's a hot ball. And that only gets Jason Riles even more rolled up.
Yeah, looking to run the footy on the last play. Moses digging into the line. All the spine players linking up there. Nyongi, Pezzett, all down this left-hand side. And the pass just fractionally behind Addo-Carr. And Brighton almost finds a way through.
Here's Edwards showing it. Threatening the pass.
Tackle 2 already at halfway.
Talking about their strike rate, the Sorensen bumps it forward.
Yeah.
Only 8 tackles inside the Westpac red zone for 5 tries. Cleary. And for Martin. And tackle number 4.
Short again on the short side.
He'll never miss a chance. Cleary, there goes himself. And Kautonga up to the challenge. Last tackle comes back to Cleary. Oh, a tackle from De Silva was important. But now, intercept. It's a chance here. It's Russell. He's away. McLean is gaining on him. And that's a great chase. Parramatta off the brilliant bit of work from Russell. Inside the 30. Penrith, though, back in numbers. Yongi can only take the tackle. De Silva. Moses goes long. Pezzett keeps it going. Kelly steps in field. Oh, runs over Martin. Martin was knocked up by that one. And 6 more tackles for inside the 10.
What about the chase from McLean?
Open side. Comes to Moses. On to Walker. Penrith have only missed 9 tackles so far. As De Silva goes back to Moses. What's he got? He's got a loose ball. All Young can do is take it and really take his medicine. 4 gone. Pezzett gets it. Oh, he got a chance. He was making his move before he caught the ball.
There's the intercept. Blaze Talangi just adventuring. You can see the space. Just tried to get the ball there, and Russell Shawn swooped on it. Look at the acceleration from Casey McLean. Just reeled him in. Just mowed him down. And then a sloppy back end of the set. There's Martin just getting run over the top of the forearm of Kelly.
He looked a bit dodgy getting up. Kenny was there to protect that. Had Pezzett caught it, but completion rate's now. Oh, jeez, that's wobbly. William Martin. And completion rate starting to fall away here after close to perfection early on. So the pride of Lake Cargelligo, Billy Phillips. Central West, population 1430. His name is Yo under Edwards. Edwards ran it up. Martin's still out there, by the way. Here's Yo up to halfway.
What a first half from the captain. Jose Tuivasa, he's down still. He's in some trouble, Dan.
Cleary, it's probably too deep for the chasers. Oh, geez, Alamotti got a lot closer than Yongi was bargaining for. Yongi holds on to it.
Dylan Walker trying to stop the game here.
Yeah, they're coming back towards Tuivasa. They have to stop it. And Todd Smith has a little look and, yeah, calls play to a halt. And this is concerning. He's clutching at his shoulder, as you can see. What's happened here? He's gone in. He's hit his head. That's the shoulder that might be the real problem. Don't forget, as we watch Tuivasa get some treatment here, and hopefully we get a good result there. Cowboy Storm. Yeah, that's our next game. That's the final game on this Super Saturday. Melbourne, to get things back on track after they let it slip against the Broncos last Friday. Cowboys trying to make it 2 in a row. So usually that's pretty open-ended. A Cowboy Storm game up there in the tropics. So that's coming up 7:30 New South Wales, 6:30 Queensland. And thank goodness only one more week we have to do the double times. We can all be on the same wavelength. 2 of 80. Westfield Sports High is a good young talent, a Kiwi. So it's officially going to be deemed a HIA.
HIA?
Jack, well, that's what it says.
Yeah.
I saw the placard, the little medical placard.
Yeah. There we go.
Magnificent sight, boy. Next week, next Monday. Yeah. It's almost too small for next Monday. Parramatta West's Tigers. You know those Tigers fans, whoa, they're going to be lining up. It's going to be a great day. An exclusive here on Fox League as well. Easter Monday football.
Done a good job on Simonson so far. As Kelma Tuolangi almost sandwiches his way through the line.
Had a poor error, but he's had a couple of threatening runs. Walker on. Here's Pezzett going long again. Just the radar a little off, but Kelly takes it. Then the flick pass. Addo Carr quickly back in. Yongi. Ooh, Kautonga just got in the way. Yongi takes the tackle. 1 play left. 2.5 minutes remaining. Moses.
Oh, yeah.
Torpedo. Edwards allows Jenkins to take it. Jenkins has never played with more confidence.
Is there a more reliable player at the moment in the competition than Tom Jenkins? Everything that he does is so reliable. He just constantly turns up and competes. Comes up. That's a great take. It was a cracker of a kick from Moses.
Interesting reading during the week. He'd almost given up on making it back. It really didn't happen for him at Newcastle. Didn't really happen for him. He was young at Penrith the first time and thought he'd be consigned to Ron Massey Cup, and he was okay with that. Sydney Park football, but he's in the big time here and scoring tries. Hasn't scored one tonight. It's surprising with this scoreline the way it is. Cleary with the little grubber, bringing Yongi forward and forcing the error. And now Penrith get one last crack before half-time.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time here. 1.5 minutes. Just dribbled along the ground. Oh, he locked that over again. Jose Yongi. And they've loaded up here, Penrith. So they've pulled the scrum right towards the sideline, and all members of the Panthers back line stacked out to the left-hand side.
Edwards is first in line here. Cleary ready to go. We'll do it again. So get it one full set here. Plenty of time came off the clock there, but still more than enough time if Penrith get this right. There's Edwards on for Cleary. Cleary! Oh, he almost had a chance. Well, he did have a chance to put Papali'i through. Moses laying all over him. Phillips up to the 20. A rare journey into the Westpac red zone. Cleary now. And Walker holds on and then gets some help from Tuolangi. Yes, it is Tuolangi, the second rower. Back for the open. Yo. standing. Goes to ground. Couple of tackles left here. Sorensen fires it out to Cleary. Then out it goes to McLean. McLean one-on-one with Russell. Terrific tackle from the Parramatta centre. Last chance. Drop out, no good to them now. On the final play, Papali'i to Cleary. Banana kick. And Addo-Carr comes up with the ball. And he'll think he's a chance. He'll think he's a big chance. Down the sideline with an exciting run. And that'll see us out. An exquisite opening 40 minutes from the Penrith Panthers. 5 tries to 1. They put on a show. They put on a clinic. And there's... But with that, you can't mention an early 90s Broncos player without getting a reaction there. So here we go. Second half. Penrith in their 04 jerseys with a big lead. And it's Scott Sorensen. What a wonderful career he's had at Penrith. It comes to an end this year. He's off to Perth. Liam Martin seems to have recovered from that knock he copped in the first half. Sorensen, so much of their success he's been a big part of.
They're good signs for Parramatta too. Tui Vaiti, who left the field with the HIA, he's back out there for Parramatta.
The head's okay. Evidently the shoulder is too, as Phillips went down awkwardly. There's a penalty for a crusher here, and Tuolangi is hurt in that tackle. It did appear Phillips went down strangely. Something was awry with this. And we've got De Silva in there. And Tuolangi obstructing the view from the camera angle, but penalty to Penrith. And he's still on the ground, Kelvin Tuolangi.
He's been one of the go-to men for Moses on that right-hand side to start the year. Had a good night out against Brisbane. Big and powerful. And this would be a blow for them. Good late footwork there from Phillips.
So this should give us a better angle. And yeah, you can see definitely awkward stuff there. Matt Russell with the halftime report. Hello, Matty, once again.
We'll follow the fitness of Kelma Tuolangi, Dan, but in the meantime, Ivan Cleary pretty pleased, as the scoreline would indicate. But as you know, coaches always want more. He thought his team could improve its discipline a little on the first half. He said, start again, replicate your beginning to the game. As for Parramatta, Jason Ryles, back to basics. Get off your line fast, hold the ball, and make the second half a contest.
Thank you, Matt. So Papali'i, who got one of their 5 tries, is already up to halfway. Phillips.
I like the look of Phillips. Lean and athletic, still time will fill out this frame, but gee, moves well, loves a collision.
Gets a lot of work in.
Yeah.
30 minutes a game, and he certainly gets his fill. Now it comes to Yo, on for Cleary. Papali'i again. 11th run for Isaiah Papali'i. Penrith patient. Up to the 20, no nonsense. Last tackle. It's a little kick here from Tuolangi, which didn't hold up. Did not hold up. 20-metre tap for Parramatta.
He didn't get that right place time. Always looked heavy off the boot, just down a short side. Parramatta had plenty of defenders there. Kelma Tuolangi still with the trainer here, still in some discomfort as Addo-Carr now comes in looking for some yardage work, and Monster driven back.
Let me ask you, Mick, your assessment of Parramatta. It's horrible on the scoreboard as Yongi goes upfield, but he went down. Yeah, don't worry about the assessment of Parramatta. We need an assessment here of Yongi.
I think it's his knee, Dan. Just watch the way he twists here on the inside.
So Kenny around the waist. Are we into some dangerous territory here?
It's the action, isn't it? Like, again, we look at all these ones like this that are just accidents, and even like there's nothing that Kenny can do there. Well, he just slides down accidentally, and it's unfortunate for both of them.
Well, the 3 steps of a hip drop, a grab, twist, and drop. And there's certainly a grab and there's certainly a drop, but is there a twist?
just got on the inside of Pump Lee, so he comes around the waist and then just trying to bring him down to the ground. He ends up on the back of...
Yeah, weight on the back of the legs also part of the assessment.
It might be Sinbin here.
He looks worried, Mitch. He looks worried.
Yep, here we go.
Well, that's going to change things here for this second half.
Been assessed, mate. You've got a grip, okay, you then rotate, you land on the back of the legs with a high risk of injury. It's on report, you're in the bin.
So they've seen the grub, they've seen the twist, they've seen the drop, and they're seeing Mitchell Kenny off to the bin for the next 10.
They're really tough ones to commentate on because there's just no malice in it. It's just a complete accident. But unfortunately for Parramatta, Iongi has picked up an ankle injury, but just saw it moments before while referee Todd Smith was talking to Mitch Kenny and disciplining him. Iongi was on his feet doing some testing. He looked okay.
Yeah, this is not last week. I mean,
yeah,
Parramatta fans know all too well. Jermaine Hopgood, nothing malicious about Ryan Couchman, no. But a tackle that went wrong has ended Jermaine Hopgood's season. That's why that tackle is illegal.
They have looked good in this position when they've been down here, Parramatta.
Well, let's see what they got 13 on 12. This is a test for Penrith's defence. As Moses fires it out to Kautonga. Silva looks left. As he runs into dummy half, but he'll come back to Moses on the right. And awkward pass for Pezzett. Now out in front of Russell.
No, Iongi's coming from the field. Devastating blow here, but no, fortunate for them. Joash Papali onto the field.
Jeez, it's getting ugly today. Parramatta scoreboard, and now one of their best players hobbling off. 2 tackles left. Moses drops it. He was looking at his outside man. He was looking at the defence, and he puts the ball down. And those Panthers let him know all about it.
Yeah, just takes his eyes just off the delivery of pass there. Just momentarily, and frustration, yeah, with himself. He's a ferocious competitor. Devastating news. Isaiah Iongi, if you didn't see it, Mitch Kenny, a hip drop, action and frustration on multiple fronts at the moment for Jason Riles.
Just to lock it in, straightforward sin bin for Kenny. As unintentional as it was, I
think so.
It had a hip drop look about it, didn't it?
Yep.
No Jack Cogger today. He's been off and out with a concussion. Oh, the ball has come out. A strong tackle here. It was Brian Kelly throwing the kitchen sink at Martin. And it is a knock on. But Penrith are going to challenge here. Penrith are going to challenge.
He's really confident about this.
On-field ruling is that when he makes contact, he loses the ball. Penrith are challenging.
Now, often we see this, the action of the defender pulling away from the ball, pulling the ball away from the body and doomed as a loose carry. So here's Kelly into the collision. And the top hand pulls the ball away. I think you win this, Martin.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. If you watch the difference, so he goes hand around the back and then readjusts to the ball and then pulls down. Yeah, you think loose carry.
Brian Kelly's just making a tackle. Liam Martin knocks the ball forward. The captain's challenge is unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Mitchell, ready on the scrum.
I'm okay with that.
Does there not have to be some reward for the defender? And that appears the way they've seen it.
Yeah.
And it didn't have that classic ripping action, did it?
Fair point.
So, Parramatta scrum here. You're right, though. They were adamant, Penrith. No hesitation in throwing that challenge in. Super Saturday here with Melbourne away to the Cowboys, the final game. And it's coming up right after this as Moses turning it in. Orduri charging onto it. Parramatta looking to put points on the board with Kenny in the mid. And it's big Tuivasa-Edi. He's going to be stopped with an extra tackle coming here. Pezzett Stutter stepping, and now on the Walker to Moses. Moses out to Papali. Here's Russell holding the ball in his left hand and cut down by McLean. Quick play the ball. Parramatta lock into action as Walker goes straight. Penrith have conceded 3 tries in 3.5 games. And now Pezzett crafts a great kick. But Edwards is there to stop that from being another Parramatta try. Clever stuff, but Edwards.
Gee, yeah, they are
the
really
presence.
testing the the Penrith defence, I beg your pardon. They're going left, they're going right, they're going through the middle, they're asking questions everywhere the Parramatta attack. Pezzett did a good job. Under duress, under pressure, squeezed the ball through, but the reliable Dylan Edwards there to clean it up.
And Cleary has come up with some mastery off these kicks. Sometimes those drilling kicks, we've got to play it down here. So, the man who chased Edwards and wrapped him up, Tione Kautonga, gets up, seems to be okay, walking back towards his teammates. Goes to the air. And, McLean looked like he was pushed off the ball. But Parramatta come up with it, and we continue. Certainly McLean took a tumble. As Simonson charges at the line. De Silva. Flat pass, Dory. Penrith again give away a set restart. That's 5 now they've handed Parramatta with De Silva to Moses. Out it goes Russell. McLean this time all over him.
Been all over him all night.
Back for Moses. On for Walker. Walker out to Pezzett keeps it going. Papali's got wheels. Papali. He pins the ears back, but it's Alamotti all over him. Back now. Still plays left here. Tuivasa-Idi bumps it up towards the left upright. Penrith swallowing this up so far. Pezzett. Moses, clever, Russell, yes! Try, Simonson. That's crisp rugby league from the Parramatta Eels, taking advantage of the extra man. And for the first time this year, Penrith have conceded 2 tries in a game.
He was terrific last week, Bailey Simonson. 23 carries and over 200 metres carrying the footy. This is nice work. Great with the pass from De Silva to Pezzett. Good ball there from Moses. That just had McLean caught in field. Look at this on the Harvey Norman replay, deep into the line. Talangi put a little bit of pressure coming in on McLean, which meant he had to collapse and left Jenkins under all sorts of pressure. And the pass accuracy, brilliant from Moses. Russell did well. And Simonson just locks the ball in the right hand. Great finisher. And continues his good form. Bailey Simonson, Parramatta find their second try of the night.
Regardless of what happens the rest of this game, there is something to like about this Parramatta attack, isn't there?
Their attack's sharp. They ask a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
Doesn't get much harder here. For Moses. Kind of scored the first try. And this needs to hold. Almost does. But just away from the left upright. 5 tries to 2, 30 points to 8.
Dan, Parramatta fans can sit back and enjoy the Bailey Simonson try while I update Isaiah Iongi. He is out of the game with that ankle injury and obviously now racing the clock to be fit for Easter Monday against West Tigers back here. Housekeeping around that, they've got a free interchange to get him off, another free interchange afterwards, and because it's an act of dismissible foul play, they can activate a 5th interchange player. They've used De Silva, Tuivasa-Idi, Dory and Papali'i. So Charlie Geimer or Luca Moretti become the men available now for the Parramatta Eels. And when it comes to the player who got sin-binned, well, he was suspended for 2 weeks last year for a hip drop of one of the Roosters' Butcher brothers. So a concern for Mitch Kenny, Dan.
Indeed, thank you, Matt Russell. Good stuff. Look like Luca Moretti getting ready to come back into this, coming into the game. Hasn't played first grade this year.
Has got a great combination with Dylan Walker through the middle of the field. Dylan Walker's short passing game and the courage and ferocity in which Moretti carries the footy. So look for that when he comes on.
Well, Parramatta at least have ticked one box. They've got points on the board with Kenny in the bin. They had to get something out of that period. seem to have a bit of confidence about them here as Dury extravagantly clutching there and might have caught one in the head. He's going to be made to play. The Penrith fans not having any of it, although, geez, the wobbles there. So let's see. We do get a replay. Certainly contact there from Sorensen into the noggin of Matt Dury.
Certainly hasn't had any rhythm, has it, this second half? In the opening 9 minutes, very stop-start. Captain's challenges, injuries, sin bins.
So it's a penalty. It's a penalty for high contact, nothing more. That'll do for Parramatta.
My word. Yeah, here they go again, Parramatta, full of energy.
I say Dury did look a bit
he's going to have to go here.
Wobbly. He did look wobbly. The way he went down, it looked like a bit of Hollywood, but absolutely not, you would think. He's off for HIA. That brings Luca Moretti, the Italian, into the game. So Parramatta here with a chance for back-to-back tries. Walker to Kautonga.
He does that well. Dylan Walker with short passing.
Up, and that's the lucky, giving it everything. McLean, rather.
Yeah.
McLean, that's a typical Casey McLean tackle as well. There's Kenny, 2:45 left in the bin. So plenty of time here for Parramatta to get another as it comes out now to Brian Kelly. Not even he can conjure an offload there, but only 10 metres away, Parramatta. Moses, inside, put down by Moretti. His eyes, they must have been like dinner plates. You could see the try line in front of him. And he's put it down 10 metres out. Well, that would have been some first touch.
It's the one thing with the great players. Sometimes they see things that others don't. And Moretti there just hesitating as Moses looked in, looked out, and then straightened. And Moretti just a little bamboozled by the footwork of his star playmaker, and in the end turned the ball over.
Matt Russell confirming category 2 for Matt Dury. Okay, so Penrith now. And Jenkins just off kilter. See Freddie Lussick in the game. Set restart given away now by Parramatta. 30-4 at half time, 30-8 now. Alamotti. Good charging, fighting run.
So Lussick out there, and Kenny's time almost done in the sin bin. Interesting to see what Ivan Cleary does when Kenny's back available.
Edwards here. Nowhere to go for him. And Russell feeding it on. Sorensen. Forward momentum as they've had all night, Penrith in a set. Here's Cleary with a kick. And Cleary realising they just need a breather. They just need to get back in sync here, putting it into touch.
Well, at the moment, there's no Isaiah Yeo or Lindsay Smith on the field, and they rely so heavily on those two, whether it's their carry or their interchange of pass through the middle. We see Kenny about to come back into the action. You can see their attacking set's just lacking a little bit of rhythm to start this second half without Yeo and without Lindsay Smith on the field.
Dummy half there as Addo Carr works it up. And again, pulls in play as now Alamotti gets back and touch judge off the field. Kelly. And Kenny is back, so 13 on 13 here at CommBank. Oh, Kautonga, fearsome run. He's getting better by the minute here. Really testing out that edge defence of Penrith. Oh, that's a terrible pass. Barlow does well, though. And now Moses runs and is almost away. Oh, huge tackle from Lussick. A little bit of extra on that tackle as well. Moses unhappy on the last. Papali putting it up. The chase. is not going to make much of an impression on Edwards until Edwards catches it. And Williams makes sure that Edwards is escorted backwards.
Did you think Moses earned enough for a set restart?
Absolutely. It was unlucky there for Parramatta, you would imagine. Here's a run from McLean. Oh! Now it's
Smith back out there now.
from Smith. Try scoring first. That is close to 40. 20. Oh, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't. But Papali took no risk and he's batted it out.
He's had a couple of doozies tonight. The one that hit the post. Bit of luck with that one for Lindsay Smith to score. He put one out on the full, which you don't see from Cleary. And this time, a calculated banana kick towards the sideline. And Joash Papali, you're right, it was a wicked bounce heading back towards the 20-metre line, so he took no chances, the young fella. And all of a sudden, momentum back with the Panthers in the blink of an eye.
He did this against Cronulla, Cleary, early in the game, and it just destroyed any momentum Cronulla had. Penrith here, looking for their first points of the second half. And the crowd here, this pro-Penrith crowd, sensing they might be able to put more points on the board shortly. Cleary on there, go back to Papali'i. Papali'i for Penrith, Papali for Parramatta. Swung across from Kenny to Cleary. Oh, there's Penrith players everywhere. Paul Alamotti, first try of the year. Mid-game Paul Alamotti. Well, he was destined to join the party sooner rather than later, and Penrith have steadied.
Oh, he's so good, Cleary, isn't he? First he comes up with the big kick. Joash Papali tries to keep infield, and possession and momentum quickly swung back in the favour of the Panthers, and then Cleary just venturing out. There's the kick. Just dribbles towards the sideline on the Harvey Norman replay. Papali trying to keep it in, unable to do so. And then only a couple of plays later, it's a ripping ball from Kenny out of dummy half, in between three forwards that finds. Look what it did there to Katonga. Just had him collapsed in field. That opened the space in the lane. Look at that. That's a ripping ball from Mitch Kenny. Just back onto the field. A delicate touch on the inside of the right boot. And Paul Alamotti, well, he's a big game player too, isn't he? Paul Alamotti.
Well, exceptional, wasn't he, in the finals last year, even in defeat for Penrith in the prelim final.
Yes, sir.
17 tries last year, was mainly a winger.
Yeah.
Fourth game in the centres this year. That's as many as he played in the centres last year.
I said last week then, I watched him play out at Penrith. He was at the Bulldogs at the time, coming through their system. He played in a junior New South Wales game out there. I think he set up or had a hand in 4 or 5 tries at right centre. And they said he's junior basketballer. Said a phenomenal basketballer. And you can see the skill and the movement that he has, and the power. He's from a household name with his Penrith side. And it's been a great move for him across from Belmore to the foot of the mountains, and Premiership winner now. Cleary stamping his dominance in this second half, and a little bit of concern. He's talking to the trainer here about an injury.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. 36 points to 8.
It will be all over any concerns for Nathan Cleary. Paul Alamotti, Milpera Colt, you mentioned it, 1 year at the Bulldogs, now in his third at Penrith. Dan, those 17 tries came in 19 games last season, so great strike rate for that man on screen. There's his first 4-pointer of 2026. Tomorrow from 11 o'clock, Dan, don't miss Sebastian Fundora. Remember that big, tall streak of misery, defending his super welterweight world title against Keith Thurman. It's all live on Main Event. Fundora v Thurman.
That's a wonderful description, Matt. And
gee, I thought he said Keith Urban. I thought, boy, the boy from Caboolture.
Well, that would get the pay-per-views ticking over, I'm guessing. There's a penalty now. Parramatta got to be careful. A good little period, but now Penrith have quick back into gear, it seems. Keith Urban, what a bit of flyweights. Thundora was a foot over Tim Zoo. How would he go against Keith Urban?
There's Papali'i. Have they got 50 in them tonight, the Panthers?
Phillips.
Been excellent since coming onto the field.
His 8th run. So it's worked forward. Lussick looking to play that roaming runners role with Kenny back on the field. And there's Luke Garner. He's fresh. Penrith closing in on the 20. Short side for Cleary on the last. And up they go.
Penrith,
Still the last. It went backwards off Penrith. Lussick was the man coming through. It's still play on, a floating pass.
Brilliant.
That was a line out from Edwards. Now it comes across. McLean draws his man. And just light stepping, dancing, Thomas Jenkins gets his first try of the night. That is an exceptional Panthers 4-pointer. We'll have to check the challenge and all the things that happen in the lead-up, but that's just brilliant rugby league.
Caused a bit of havoc tonight. Cleary down the short side with this contestable kick. Just brings Papali forward. Referee right on the spot. He said it was play on. We'll have to inspect that, but just watch the skill here. The long ball out to Papali, I beg your pardon. Did a great job to keep it alive. McLean did well. And there he is, Mr. Reliable. Tom Jenkins gets another.
Oh, what a pass.
Yeah, look at this. Spectacular. And watch the work from Isaiah Papali'i, keeping it alive, showing great strength. Phillips did well. Just held Moses just long enough. Moses going for the intercept, had McLean on the outside. Showed great composure. Drew in Simonson. Sharp left foot from Jenkins. There was the space.
That was Phil Kearns with the line out. John Eels going up. It was Isaiah Papali'i.
And again, the left edge, Dan. How good are they going? I confirmed. Closing in on 50 in the Battle of the West. Can you believe it?
Yeah. This is when they really
20 minutes
flex
to
their
go.
muscles. That's the point. When they know they've got a game shot, they can really express themselves. And Jack Linwall is inside here for Thomas Jenkins. So 9 tries in 4 games. So you think like Dave Brown, who went berserk one year, scored 38 in 1 year, might be up there at the top. But it's Jack Linwall, brother of the great Ray, and what a family from the St George area. 42-8.
It's an area of his game that's just continued to develop, hasn't it? Dylan Edwards, his passing game. Gee, that was great vision, and the passing was spectacular on that slow motion replay.
Looked like he clicked his feet like the Night Fox from Ocean's 11. What a move that was with both feet in the air. Light's taking effect now.
Parramatta right on the ropes. They were gallant to start the second half, picked up a try. Bailey Simonson had a fair bit of possession, but Penrith have changed gears again here.
Someone's lost a boot. It's Gunn. And 2 tries now in the second half. Oh, Lussick. Plenty of metres here for Penrith. They're playing on their terms again. No room for McLean. And Russell wins that little battle on this occasion. So the final play from 40 out behind ball.
Again.
And chasing Papali'i. Oh, Papali went up a little early, but he's got a leap on him and did enough to come down with it.
It makes a difference when they've got Lindsay Smith or Isaiah Yeo on the field. There's Cleary still barking orders. Moving with a strong lead, but you can just see there the crisp ball movement of Lindsay Smith. I'm not sure there's another team in the competition that have two really elite ball players on the field at the same time together as forwards. Smith and Yeo. What an advantage that is.
So set to go 4-0. All the great seasons they've had in recent years. I can't imagine they've had a better start than this. They've had a 9-0 and an 8-0, but in terms of just the destructive nature of these victories. Oh, trouble between. Couldn't quite hook up with Edwards. Might matter. What a run. Casey McLean. Now it's Edwards. What a fascinating game next Friday. Penrith, Melbourne. Here on a Good Friday evening is Lindsay Smith on the Cleary. And now, intercept straight to the lap of Josh Addo-Carr. He'll never score an easier try.
He's offside.
And the penalty has been called. It's been pulled up. So it's not try 162. No wonder it was passed straight to him. Todd Smith. And the Penrith fans have just realised. Josh Addo-Carr has just realised.
Yeah. The Eastern Bay, full of Penrith supporters, are in full voice. Addo-Carr, all week, they would have looked at Josh Addo-Carr in the passing lane. He does a great job. The Fox, he gets up there, he looms and lurks for intercepts. And he sweated on that one. And Jason Riles.
I know what Parramatta fans are thinking, because he was offside, but they're all there watching going, hang on, players stand offside like that all game, every game. But he is offside.
Doesn't make it legal though, Dan, does it? If you're doing 65 tonight on the way home in a 60 zone.
You wash your
I've seen the way you do it.
Westpac, look at that domination from Parramatta. That speaks to the greatness of this Penrith side. I know we slurped them, but how can you not when they're doing this? Yeah, 42-8. 14 tackles inside the 20, now 15. Edwards jumping to the short right. A decoy here as Cleary spins into the defence as they try and strip the other side here, it seems, and they head to the left. Smith on the... Oh, Phillips hammered in the tackle. No fear, though. Billy Phillips comes back to the open side. The subtlety from Cleary. Then the hard running of Edwards. And now this ball's come out. And Kelly has got it.
No challenges, like he's appealing Edwards, but...
He might have a case, but it'll fall on deaf ears. So knock on and Parramatta ball.
Yeah, Cleary had held the pass up nice, and then Edwards just almost squeezed his way in between Kelly and Pezzett, but Brian Kelly just... Yeah, and so there's probably one or two chances tonight that they could have challenged, but they blew that with Liam Martin with a loose carry that was a little dubious.
I think Penrith will won the challenge, but that's the price of getting rid of the challenge early. Penalty out of the scrum here, so Parramatta kick it away from their own line.
A fascinating 15.5 minutes here. Parramatta are going to want to close the gap to take some confidence into their big Easter Monday game. But for Penrith, they've been absolutely ruthless defensively in this opening month of the competition. At the moment, just 18 points conceded in 4 weeks. Phenomenal.
Well, right now, third greatest for and against of all time.
Yeah, right. There you go.
And the risk of... here's another rushed defending movement from Talungian, again successful. We'll get back to those numbers shortly here, but Parramatta on the march. Darting run here.
Good market play there for Isaiah Papali'i.
Tom Silva. Final play, and it comes here for Pezzett, poking up a contestable kick. Addo-Carr coming through. Alamotti didn't get there. The Toto as well.
First touch was back, then it bounces up into his arm. No, off you. Knock on. Penrith ball.
So the explanation from Todd Smith.
A really good defensive read during that set. There's the collision with Addo-Carr and Toto. Headgear's off now for Brian. But the read from Blaze Talangi on Mitch Moses just sweated on the pass through the middle from Junior Barlow. Very impressive from the young fella. As Edwards now just tips sideways but continues to try and fight his way. Oh, hold on. Matt Dury's got some trouble here, clutching at a knee.
And he looks concerned too. And some concern from the Penrith players.
Looks really disappointed, doesn't he?
So going inside on. Oh, really?
Yep.
Hopefully that's knee-on-knee contact, but you fear it's... oh, no, there's no knee-on-knee contact there. That's a real shame. He's had a couple of big long-term knee injuries. That was a while ago, but I guess that's going to be in the back of his mind. 2021, he did an ACL. He did a PCL before that. Not that that's a major knee injury, but this is a concern.
Yeah, if you've just joined us, Isaiah Iongi has left the field with an ankle injury after a hip drop tackle from Mitch Kenny that saw him spend 10 minutes in the sin bin. Now, Matt Dury, their interchange forward, after losing Hopgood last week to an ACL injury, showed some real concern here the moment he hit the ground and looks in serious trouble here. Devastating for Dury, who's fought his way into this Parramatta side and brings great impact off the bench. It's been a tough night for Jason Riles, the coach. What a shame for Matt Dury. Dylan Walker onto the field for Parramatta.
He started to put it together too,
really
hasn't
did.
he, Matt Dury? Yeah. Didn't happen for him at Canterbury and to find his feet here at Parramatta, but under Jason Riles, he seemed to have taken that next step.
Yeah.
So that's a real shame, real shame. Penrith, by the way, getting back to that point, plus 116, which would put them third all-time after 4 games. Top seed, Brisbane 1996, plus 136. And number 2, Newcastle in 02 with plus 122. Just some stats there for the afternoon. Here's a pole. This time it was bananaed too well by Nathan Cleary.
Mitchell.
And you know he's going to be disappointed with himself because he was 5 metres short. And I bring up that for and against, Mick, because Brisbane 1996, you know who was in that team? Alan Cann.
There you go.
Fonny will be happy. Now here's Simonson.
She's a Paul Hoff fan. It was Paul Hoff in that side.
Name any Bronco from that era. She loves them. And now it's a carry here from Russell. Could have been a lot worse on the scoreboard for Parramatta. It's cold comfort when it's 42-8, but at 30-4 at the break. Could have been real record-breaking stuff. Walker on for Williams. And Isaiah Yeo.
Yeah, being rested, we've been told so. An enormous first stint. Was brilliant in the first half, but allowed to just sit comfortably on the sidelines in the second half. The Penrith captain.
So again, should be a contest. Tonga, that's a sight. Him pouring through. This is all backwards, although the touch from Barlow, no, it's been given the all clear, so Edwards has to clean this up, and Edwards is gone. And Parramatta, I'll say what you want about them, they are still continuing to have a crack.
Yeah, 2 tries tonight, Parramatta, but you feel like they've had many other opportunities. So they've been good to watch. With the footy, they've been really dangerous at times, and he did well here, Joash Papali, and so did Addo Carr, just getting the ball into the in goal, competing on his kick and forcing a line drop out.
Might have got away with that Barlow tap on, but that has gone backwards. And arrives Miles Junior Barlow. And now a carry here from Jack Williams. His 10th run, leading median gainer for Parramatta among the forwards. Tuolangi. Out for Pezzett. Penrith have read that perfectly, so Pezzett comes back to Moses. And they've lost meters on the play. McLean again. He takes those risks. He really fails. Open side play. Tonga charging onto it, back to Pezzett. Pezzett inside for Walker, and Parramatta get a third. That's a good try.
They're probably the best interchange of pass through the middle side in the competition, Parramatta. And Jason Riles mentioned it before the game. It was their style that they wanted to go after, and often it comes off Walker. Nice little short pass there from Pezzett to Katonga, and then back on the inside to the primary ball player, Dylan Walker, who has added a whole nother layer to Parramatta's attack since coming across the Tasman into the blue and gold last year after leaving the Warriors. And you're right, Dan. Yeah, it's a really well-executed try. Isolated Cleary, big man on small man, able to get his arm free and keep the ball alive and then support back through the middle. And their third try of the night. This time Moses adds the extras.
Well, they can certainly hold their heads up high in this second half. 42-14. And Penrith have now conceded more in this game than the first three combined. Good pass from Kautonga.
Yeah.
Parramatta's draw ahead. I mean, they're 2-2, so it's not the worst position, despite the fact the two losses are pretty heavy. Tigers Easter Monday. Gold Coast here on a Sunday afternoon. The Dogs, geez, that'll be a sellout here. There you go. That's a Sunday afternoon. Get your tickets now, I dare say. And then, well, we know the problems Manly are having at the moment. That's at Brookie. But it's there for Parramatta if good enough to really start to build something.
Yeah, they've won 4 straight here since coming into tonight's game. And so their next 4 games here at CommBank Stadium. So a real window for Parramatta. We just hope that Iongi, their little fullback, who's a big part of their side, isn't out long term.
Oh, you're so right. That hopefully is not the dreaded syndesmosis.
Yep.
Walker on for Moses. All wild pass. They're trying things now. In fairness, they've been trying things for most of the night. That was what Jason Riles promised before the game. Throw something a bit different at Penrith. Now Simonson. Clever pickup. Nice low catch. Turn to Silver.
They're losing the ball around, aren't they? Look at this.
And now Addo-Carr's got space. He's got space. Oh, Toto! Even when he's beaten, he can still come up with something to cut down a play. This is from deep inside the 40 and not quite the angle. It would have been interesting for Edwards if it was heading towards the touchline. Tom Jenkins.
Oh, yeah.
Inverted commas, only one try today. Now this impressive youngster McLean.
See that move from Walker?
What do you describe it as? It's a swerve? It's better than a swerve.
Like a slow, the balance.
45 out Penrith. Here's Cleary. Lamotti. Violent right foot step. Passes well. Gunn on his knees. Now Tonga gets value for money with that tackle. To the line is Smith. Oh, beautiful pass to Lungy. And it's put McLean on the outside of his man, but the ball comes free.
Yeah, Moses just coming from behind, just dislodging the ball there on McLean. A little bit of a loose carry on the young Penrith centre, and Moses competing hard still. He's a live wire, isn't he, Joash Papali? And so an opportunity for him now with Iongi's out to establish himself in that fullback role as Pezzett whizzes the ball out to the left-hand side. So they do have depth in some key positions, the Eels.
He's looked good in first grade, Papali. 15th first grade game. Kautonga. Penrith do well to lock that ball up. Here's Walker. On for Williams, bursting through, and he just couldn't quite connect with Moretti. Now, Jack Williams, they can't afford to lose, and he's just stretching that out. Yep. Here's Papali, little grubber for himself, and then the money ball went wide. I wonder if he could have pinned the ears back there, but we're going back here.
They're saying held back.
Ruling his pass in a touch from Parramatta. Yep. They're claiming a Parramatta support player was dragged back and unable to get to the ball.
Nice little piece of work. We saw Adam Reynolds on the panel tonight. Boy, that was class last night.
Parramatta have kicked the ball. There's no impeding
shades of Reynolds there.
The kicker. We just want to now have a look at the support players.
You can see there, it's Dylan Edwards there, so probably pretty pointless pinning the ears back if you're Papali.
They're looking at Jenkins as he
At
held
this stage,
back
Sean Russell and Tom are shoulder to shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder. Boy, we're not questioning. Are we questioning Tom Jenkins? Has he come up with a little misdemeanor here, Tom?
So we've cleared everything up until this point.
So initially it is shoulder to shoulder. Tom Jenkins' left arm now pulls Sean's right arm and affects the support player. The captain's challenge is successessful.
That's
Oh,
how I ruled
Hawkeye,
it.
they don't
No
miss
challenge
much,
to
do
the
they, these days?
Liam,
So
penalty only.
penalty only.
Sweet, mate.
Too far out for a try-scoring opportunity to sin bin Jenkins, and so Moses can't believe it.
A fair question, actually. If you deem that a penalty, how is it not a sin bin?
Correct. Anyone? They've been good in the last few times they've been down here.
Michael, I can sense your frustration.
No, yes.
Let's not. We've had a good night.
We
Let's
have.
not get cranky. Oop. Now it's good. Turning it in from the right. Shoveling it on. Papali. Left side. Inside the last 7 minutes. Peasant. Walker. Moses. It's a great trio. Now comes across. And Russell! Has he hauled that in? I think he has. It's a great finish to an excellent bit of movement from Parramatta. Oh, the Moses Walker Peasant trio is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, opening up the field on the Harvey Norman replay. Good change of pace there from Peasant. Walker, good skill. Gee, the pass from Moses was world class. Russell did just enough to reel it in. Great skill execution there. They have caused the left edge of Penrith a little bit of trouble in this second half. Ball just dislodges, regains, gets it down. Russell gets another. It's his third try of the season, Sean Russell. And Parramatta now, well, 4 tries. So
Head in the second half.
they have found a way through this Penrith defensive line at times tonight.
That's some tough kicks. That one, pinpoint, 42 to 20. Parramatta are leading this second half. Matt Russell, I hope you've got some positive news on Matt Doorey.
Well, Jason Riles asked his men at half-time, make it a contest, and they are winning this second half 16-12. But at what price, Dan? Isaiah Yongi out with what appears to be a serious ankle injury, and I'm sad to report that Matt Doorey, the club, suspects the dreaded ACL. So, Matt, thoughts with you as he contemplates a season-ending injury alongside clubmate Jermaine Hopgood.
Terrible. Thank you, Matt. That's no good. No. IPL, by the way, begins tomorrow night. You've got Virat Kohli in the World Championship. IPL's back already. Wow, it rolls around. Oh, it's Travis Head versus Virat Kohli. It's on Fox Cricket late tomorrow night. And what about the announcement of the India-Australia Border Gavaskar series? The dates. Oh, what a summer we are going to have here on Fox Cricket. You got the domestic summer, the test matches there. Then you got 5 tests in India, if you don't mind. And then back in Melbourne for the 150th against England. And the only place you'll get it all, Fox Cricket. Never too early to plug things, Michael, even if it's 8 months away.
Yeah.
Here's Moses. On for Walker. Peasant. Papali, hello. Papali. Well covered by Garner.
6 line breaks they've had tonight, Parramatta, as opposed to Penrith, just 3. So they have caused some headaches. Here we go again. Ball movement now, Russell.
Oh, he got the arm free, but the heaviness of the tackle, the ball was not forward.
He just tried to get the ball carrying arm over the top of Jenkins and offload, but Jenkins' right arm just coming into collision and dislodging the ball. Yeah, it's been one of those nights, hasn't it? Jason Riles up and about in the coach's box.
So we're running a bit long here, but it will be Cowboys Melbourne straight after this. And you're not wrong. 7 line breaks first 3 games combined, Penrith, that they conceded, and they've conceded 6 here tonight. They haven't conceded 2 line breaks in the first fortnight. Got away from them a bit last week. Similar situation, actually. The game was gone. They had it well in hand, and the Roosters had a little bit of joy, at least in the line break department. So Penrith, again, despite being a little underwhelming in the second half, are on track for another 20-plus victory. Cleary can't shake off Kelly. Another short side play, Penrith, but this time there's plenty of gold out there. Now it's Cleary out to Phillips. Certainly his head was rocked back there, but we continue on the last with Cleary shaping the kick, throwing to Leota. Last tackle this is. Edwards, that's off. That is off Kelly, who's certainly stuck a foot out, and Penrith will go again. Here's Edwards.
What does them build this set, Penrith?
Well, this is rhythmic that they have so much ball in the opposition 20. Smith. Onto Talangi. Out to Papali'i. Magnificent pick up. And an even better pass. Stop the fight. Casey McLean, that is just ridiculous. And Tom Jenkins gets another double. 2-2, 4-2. Equal most tries after 4 rounds in the history of rugby league. But this is dead set Casey McLean's try.
Great service on the Harvey Norman replay from Cleary to Smith. Kept the ball alive, as did all of the left edge. This is sparkling from McLean. Absolutely brilliant. And Tom Jenkins, gee, he can't believe his luck. When he came down the highway from Newcastle, he probably never heard of Casey McLean. Probably just some young, another good young kid coming through their system. All of a sudden he gets parked outside him. He's got 10 tries to start the season, if you don't mind. 10 tries.
He was not in their best 17 coming into the year. Remember the expectation, Tungor, who's still sitting on 99 tries.
Yeah.
99 games, I should say. Alamotti on the wing. Jenkins was on the outside looking in. Wow.
Yeah, they're good to watch, the left edge. They really are. There it is. Most tries after 4 rounds. Tom Jenkins. Equal with Jack Lindwall. St George, 1947.
Yeah, that's back to 1908, that record. Brett Morris for the Roosters, 2021. Geez, I bet there wasn't a boring Phil Blake try among that 9. That was the first year of the Warriors too. The great Brandy would have played with Phil Blake as well. So Cleary, 46-20. Perfect record, 7 from 7. You know you'd be desperate to keep that going, now, even though this game is well in hand. Cleary. He's a perfectionist, and he's got 8 from 8, 48-20.
Dan, the lab doesn't miss a beat. Tommy Jenkins creating Penrith history for Ivan Cleary, the first Panther to score multiple tries in 4 consecutive games. He's gone past Michael Gordon, Michael Jennings, Alan McIndoe, who scored multiples in 3 straight. That man has done it in 4 straight. And yes, Penrith, the West is yours, because there's a big crowd in the house as well. 22,813, Penrith's biggest regular season home crowd against the Eels.
All right, thank you, Matty Russell. More retro names, Mick. I saw you get excited there.
Yeah.
And, Tuivasa-Idi run over by Hurricane Leota.
Yeah.
And there's still a chance of 50 here. Highest score for Penrith this year, also the most they've conceded. Been quite some time actually since they've scored 50. 2023. For most clubs that wouldn't be that long, but for Penrith and the record they've had, it does seem like it's longer than you would imagine. So Penrith here. A sprightly run from Lussick, staying on his feet briefly. Cleary saw him back here, hoofs it downfield. Jonas Papali does everything at full throttle. So we went through Parramatta's draw, and as Penrith, as Parramatta bring it out here for one last crack. Melbourne next week, Friday night. What a game, Good Friday. Dogs on a Thursday night at Accor Stadium.
It's a big fortnight, isn't it?
It sure is. Dolphins in Darwin. Well, hello. A nice bit of work here. Moses with the shovel. And then Newcastle. If Newcastle keep going the way they did today, that will be house full. But that's a wild game. Out now to Brian Kelly. And on the final play, it's Pezzett putting up a kick, more sideways than forwards, and Blaze Talungi comes down with it. And the Kings of the West of the Penrith Panthers once again a comprehensive win. Full time at Combank, Penrith 48, Parramatta 20. All right, we're running a bit over time, so straight to a break. And on the other side, it's the Cowboys and the Melbourne Storm. You're watching Super Saturday live right here on Fox League.